So you are a manager, it's around 11:30 at night and you are using a personal laptop and you connected to the public Wi-Fi in a cafe. Now tell me, should the system allow you to access a sensitive company data? Most of the traditional systems will say yes, but the modern security systems will say no. And that is the difference between RBAC and ABAC in AWS. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video, I'm going to cover what is RBAC and what is ABAC and the differences between RBAC versus ABAC by taking few real-time examples. First, let's talk about RBAC. RBAC means role-based access control, which means that whenever you want to grant access based on the role in the organization, so we will be using RBAC. And in the RBAC, you don't assign permissions to the users directly, so we will assign permissions to the roles, so that the users will get access based on the role. Now let's understand this by taking one simple real-time example.
So think about the hospital. So let's say in the hospital we have a doctor and we have nurse and we have a receptionist. So here these people, what they will do based on their roles, they will be performing different operations. So generally we know the doctor can write medicines and doctor can read medicines also, and the doctor sometimes he will be giving appointments to the patients. As coming to the nurse can read all the medicines and nurse can also sometimes giving appointments to the patients. So the receptionist, what he can do, he can see the patient name and he will be giving appointments based on the time. So he cannot see the medical records and he cannot write the medicines and all these things, right? Let's say one day suddenly the doctor leaves the hospital and one more doctor is joining. Even one more is joining, he will be having the same role. So here, based on the role, okay, each and every individual performing a different operations. Remember, you don't change the permission. You can just assign permissions to a particular role. Okay. So here, the role-based access control, it is completely simple and it is clean. I know it is efficient. So coming to a few advantages here, the advantages of RBAC is, the first one is simply we can say it is easy to manage. And the second one is, so everyone can easy to understand. And the third one is, so this will work in the stable organizations. That's the reason simply we can say, so RBAC is completely, a static. RBAC is static. Okay. Yeah. So RBAC, it will still allow access because, the role never changes. Okay. This is where, RBAC becomes sometimes it will risky.
Okay, so now let's talk about ABAC. ABAC stands for Attribute-Based Access Control. So using ABAC, whenever you want to grant access based on the attributes, not only just roles, use ABAC. And ABAC will grant access based on conditions in the real time. Like, if this equals to true and that is equals to true, then only it will allow the access. There are three different types of attributes we have. One is, we have user attributes and we have resource attributes and we have environment attributes. Now let's take one more real world example to understand ABAC.
So let's say we have a bank here and one day the manager, he wants to take money from the vault. So RBAC, it will say that, so if you are a manager, just take the key and you can use the key and you can take money from the vault. But what ABAC will say that if you are a bank manager, so you can take the money between 9 to 5 p.m. only. That too, if you are inside the branch, then only the access will be granted. Otherwise, the access will be denied. Remember, if any one condition fails here, the access is denied. So that is what exactly simply we can say ABAC. Now let's take one more example to understand ABAC. Let's say there is a user called X. He wants to access a sensitive file. Okay. So here the ABAC policy, what it is saying that the access will be allowed when a department equals to something like, a cloud department, and location equals to something like, office, network. And the time is nothing but the access will be allowed between 9 a.m. to, for example, 6 p.m. For example, the X person, he is having the character role, but he is, sitting in the coffee shop and he is accessing, the file late night. Okay. So in this scenario, so here ABAC, what it will do, it will blocks, access automatically, because even though if, the user is having the same role, he can see the location, he is accessing, the file from the coffee shop, and that too he is accessing, the file late night. So this is how the ABAC it works. So coming to the quick comparison between RBAC versus ABAC, RBAC it will ask you who are you? That's it. So ABAC will say who are you, where are you, and when you are accessing the file. So what's your location and all these things. So that's the reason we can say RBAC is completely static and the ABAC is completely dynamic than RBAC.
So finally, the difference between these two is RBAC is it is a role based and it is static. So coming to ABAC is nothing but it is attribute based and it is more dynamic. And RBAC is good for basic access and ABAC is good for a critical and as well as sensitive data. If you want hands-on demo, just type demo in the comments. Thanks for watching. Kindly do like and share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.